Hello, thank you for watching this video about my new painting, which is entitled, as you can see here, Garabandal Faith on the Rock. And we all know the apparitions of Garabandal that happens between 1961 and 1965. If you do not know, just search on Google and you will find a lot of information about it. But anyway, I'm not gonna explain about what happened in Garabandal during this video. All I'm going to explain is the spiritual message behind this painting here that I just finished today, 20th of March 2018. And as you can see, this is the main picture of Our Lady of Garabandal that you can see on the net, which she has the brow scapular here on the right hand. Sometimes she appeared with baby Jesus, sometimes just by herself, to the four visionaries of Garabandal. And starting from the left, we see here Mary Loli, that she died, Conchita, and Jacinta, and Mary Cruz here on the right side. None of the people, you will never see a picture on the net where they are kneeling on a rock here. And I'm gonna explain why they are kneeling on a rock. That is the reason why the title says Faith on a Rock. To understand this, first we need to read the gospel passage according to Matthew chapter 7, verse 24 to 27. And here we read, everyone that who everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on a rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So, what is talking about here Jesus in this passage? Basically, he's talking about the faith, because if we have a strong faith, it will be like a house built on the rock. And now you can understand why I painted the rock here, because this symbolizes the faith. The rock symbolizes the faith. If you watch the video of the apparition of Garabandal, you will hear few times that many people tried to lift the girls up while they were in ecstasy, and they say that they couldn't lift them up. It looked like they were stuck on the ground. They were so heavy that they were not able to lift them up. What does it mean this? That when the girls they were in ecstasy, basically they were living in the real world, in the reality of the faith, and therefore they could see the true faith, not the faith that is based on the superficial things like here on the earth, but they were they were situated now on the faith that was their true faith, the faith of God, and that's why the people, they were not able to move them, because they were, as I said, on this true faith. So the word, when they say the word, they were heavy, that is not correct, because in the spiritual world there is no weight. Therefore, it's not correct to use the word they were very heavy. But the correct word would be to use is that they were now in the true faith. They were living the true faith, and that's why they could not be moved. They were like on a rock, a faith based on a rock. That is why when they were out of ecstasy, when they came back to be conscious in this world here, they were the people, they were able to move them, to lift them up without any problem, because they were back in the reality of this world, which is an unstable reality, and that's why they were able to be moved. While when they were in ecstasy, they were in a stable reality, not in an unstable reality, but in a stable reality. That means that they could not be moved, because they were in a faith that is stable, and this stability was is expressed as a rock, because the rock, it represents stability, like an anchor to fix the ship, make sure it does not move anymore, it does not go everywhere. The anchor, it fixes itself on a rock, on the seabed, where is the rock, and then that represents stability. That's why we see the Christianity sometimes represent a symbol of Christianity represented as an anchor, which represents stability. So that's all, dear friends, and thank you for listening, and God bless you all. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.